Another way of telling okay. Another way of telling yes. So, hello, am I audible? Am I audible, student? Today I will teach ratio and proportion. So, am I audible? So, in this chapter, am I audible? We will learn the introduction. Today I will teach what is ratio, terms of a ratio, type of ratio, and so on so on. You can see here. You can see here. Okay. So, introduction. Ratio and proportion are two of the most important concepts in mathematics. So, ratio and proportion. Here use it. We use it in daily life, business, cooking, shopping, map reading, science, speed calculation, and many competitive examinations. Whenever we compare two quantities, we use ratios. Whenever two ratios are equal, we use proportion. Okay. So, what is ratio? A ratio is a comparison between two quantities of the same kind. It tells us how much one quantity is compared to another. If two quantities are represented by A and B, A and B, okay, then by the ratio of A to B is A is to A is to B, or A divided by B, where B not equals to 0. Example, suppose a class has 20 boys and 10 girls. Then the ratio of boys to girls is 20 is to 10 equals 2 is to 1. This means there are two boys for every one girl. Okay, so terms of a ratio. In the ratio, A is called the antecedent. This is antecedent, and B is called consequent. B is called consequent. Okay. In the ratio 5 is to 7, 5 is antecedent and 7 is consequent. Types of ratios. Simple ratio. The ratio written in its simplest form. Simplest form. Example 3 is to 5. Equivalent ratio. Ratio that represents the same comparison. 2 is to 4 equals 1 is to 2. This is equivalent ratio. Compound ratio, that is when two or more ratios are multiplied. Two or more ratios are multiplied, that is, let's take an example, 2 is to 3 and 4 is to 5. Compound ratio will be 2, 2 into 4 is to 3 into 5, that is 8 is to 15. The ratio of squares of two quantities, 2 is to 3, that is duplicate ratio. Duplicate ratio is the ratio of squares of two quantities. That is 2 is to 3 equals implies 4 is to 9. 4 is to 9. Okay. Triplicate ratio. Triplicate ratio is the ratio of use of two quantities. The ratio of use of two quantities is called triplicate ratio. That is, if we cube of 2 is 8 and cube of 3 is 27. So here it is called triplicate ratio. Okay. Hmm. So student, ratio and proportion is very easy chapter, and as it is very important to learn this chapter, and there are many questions asked in various competitive exams. So we learn every single thing that that are covering ratio and proportion. Okay. So comparing ratio. To compare ratios, convert them into fractions or decimals. 3 is to 4, and 5 is to 6. Convert into fractions. 3 by 4 equals to 0.75 and 5 by 6 equals to 0.833. So since 0.833 is greater than 0.75, therefore 5 is to 6 greater than 3 is to 4. You can derive this by comparing this ratio uh, ratios. We can derive this that 5 is to 4 is greater than 3 to 4. Equivalent ratio example is 2 is to 5. Equivalent ratios are obtained by multiplying or dividing both terms by the same number. Multiplying Multiply both term by 2. Multiply both term by 3. So if we multiply both terms by 2, we get 4 is to 10. And if we multiply both terms by 3, we get 6 is to 16. All are equivalent ratio. Okay. Real life application of ratio. Ratios are used in many real life situations. Example, if rice and water are mixed in the ratio 1 is to 2, then 1 cup rice needs 2 cups water. So a map scale may be 1 is to 1000, meaning 1 semi on the map represents 1000 semi in real life. In speed, if, if a car travels 120 km in 2 hours, distance is to time equals 120 is to 2, that is 60 is to 1. In classroom, ratio of teachers to students and sports win-loss ratios are commonly used. So you can see that there are many, you can get many examples that are related to our real life. Okay, so these are real life applications of ratio. What is proportion? Proportion states that two ratios is equal. Two ratios are equal. That is proportion. If A is to B equals to C is to D, then A, B, C, D are said to be in proportion. Okay. A is to B equals to C is to D, then A, B, C, D are said to be in proportion. It can also be written as A is to B double is to C is to D. So example is, let's take an example. 2 is to 4 equals to 4 is to 8. Both ratios equal 1 by 2. So they are in proportion. So you can see that a proportion states that two ratios are equal. A is to B is to C is to D. A and B are called extremes, and B and C are called means. Product of means. Product of means equals to product product of extremes. So B into C equals to A into C. B into C equals to A into C. Example 2 is 3, double is to 4 is to 6, 2 is to 4, sorry, 3, 3 into 4 equals to 12, and 2 into 6 equals to 12. Hence proved. So product of means equals to product of extremes. And what is called extremes? A and D are called extremes. Okay. And B and C. B and C are called means. B and C are called means. Okay. Continued proportion. If 7, sorry, if A is to B equals to B to C, then A, B, C are in continuous proportion. Continuous proportion. Here B square equals to AC. B square equals to AC. Example, you can check it by this example. You can see here. So 4 into 8 equals to 8 into 16. 8 is 8 square, that is B square. B square equals to 64. And this 4, that is A, and this is C. So AC, if we multiply this AC, then we will get also 4. Okay. So in this both case, we can see that B square equals to AC. You can see that we can say we can get a resulted and of 64. Okay, so we can say B square equals to AC. Direct proportion. Two quantities are in direct proportion when one quantity increases, the other also increases, or one decreases, the other also decreases. Okay. So, example, more workers, more work completed. So if we uh, hire more workers, we can complete more work. Okay. So example two, let's see the second example. More need less time. So if we increase our speed of a car or bike, then we can travel in less time. Okay. So the formula is this, and here the formula is this. X by x2 equals to y1, x1 by x2 equals to y1 by y2, and here x1 y1 equals to x2 by 2. Ratio versus fraction. Ratio versus fraction. Okay. Now we'll see the difference between ratio and fraction. So ratio compares two quantities, and fraction represent part of a whole. Ratio compares two quantities, and fraction represents part of a whole. Written Ratio is written 2 is to 3, and fraction is written as 2 by 3. Units should be same. Here in ratio, units should be same, and in fraction, units may differ. Okay. So ratio, we we use ratio for comparison, and we use fraction for division. Unitary method. This is the very important method. The unitary method helps us find the value of one unit. Yeah, find value of one unit. Multiply accordingly. Example: if 5 pence cost 50. Okay, what is the cost of 8 pence? Cost of a cost of 1 pence equals to 50 divided by 5, that is 10. Step number 2, in step 2 we will do how much it is cost for 8 pence. So 1 pence cost 10 rupees, then 8 pence cost 80 rupees. Okay. So final answer will be 8. Word problem. Now we are moving to the word problem. So the first problem, you can see the ratio of boys and girls in a class is 3 is to 2. Okay. If there are 30 boys, find the number of girls. So solution, how to solve this problem. We can see three parts. Three parts equals to 30 boys. Three parts, these three parts equals to 30 boys. 30 boys. Okay, you can see here. So one part will be 30 by 3. 30 divided by 3. That is 10. So girls will be, this is girls, this is the part of girls. Okay. So two parts. So one part equals to 10. Then two parts equals to 2 multiplied by 10. That is 20. So the final answer will be 20. Problem number 2. So now let's see the second problem. A car travels 180 km in 3 hours. How far will it travel in 5 hours at the same speed? Distance and time are directly proportional. So distance in 1 hour. Distance in 1 hour. A car travels 180 km in 3 hours. So in 1 hour it will travel 180 divided by 3, that is 60 km. Okay. And how far will it go in 5 hours? So in 5 hours it will go 60 into 5, that is 300. Okay. So it will go 300 kilometers. Now we are moving to the third problem. 12 workers can complete a job in 15 days. How many days will 20 workers take? Workers and days are inversely proportional. So here we are getting inversely proportional. So 12 into 15 equals to 20 into x. What is x here? Days. We are assuming it will take x days to complete the work by 20 workers. Okay. So 12 into 15 equals to 20 into x. Now if we find x, we will get the answer. So calculating this, we are getting 9. So it will take 9 days. Yeah. Some examples are there also. You can see. I will uh, I will share this PDF on my Telegram channel, and I will tell you how to join my Telegram channel. I will also provide the link in my description, in the description of this video. Okay. So you will easily join on my Telegram channel. So students, uh, this chapter is almost done. Now we have to uh, we have to solve and practice more and more questions, and it will be more clear. and you will learn every single thing when we practice uh, with more examples. Okay, so we'll do this class tomorrow. Uh, thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Okay, bye. We'll see. We'll see you tomorrow, or you will see me tomorrow. Bye bye. Good night.